some molds. Do some molds today. So first I have to stir the parts. These are the big jugs, 1 gallon jugs. So take as much. Okay. And there's a lot of it settles to the bottom, so you have to stir it really good. Just trying to open this canister. Okay, so one part is white and one part is blue. So, but anyway, get my rag out. And this is my stirring device. Stirs it up. I put it all the way at the bottom where all the stuff is. Ooh, that was not. Gotta turn it down some. There. Trying to get some of that off of it because so I'm not wasting any. So for these 2 containers with shipping, it's about around $220. So it's not cheap, but you can make a lot with this amount. So I'm gonna wipe this off good before I put it into the next one. Because I don't plan on using all of them today, both of them today, the whole thing. If I was gonna use the whole thing, then it wouldn't matter if I mixed. It wouldn't matter if I mixed them. Mixed a little bit of one from another one, so I don't want to try to get it because I don't want it wasting. Okay, that's good. All right, so I did the white one. I'm gonna do the blue one the same. get towards the bottom of the bucket, because then we need to stir it again when we get closer to the bottom. Alright. I don't need this anymore for now, so I'm gonna put this to the side. What I'm gonna do is use my so I am going to, I made a line on it last time what I did. So the first one I'm going to go up to there, and the second one I'll go to there to make sure I keep everything even. Got my heater on. You want to kind of keep it about 70 degrees and where you're doing it, and right now it's about 65 in here, so well, according to my temperature gauge, but I think it's a little warmer than that in here. I think it's pretty close to 70. Okay, so I'm gonna take the first one. I like to put the it doesn't matter which one you do first. I'm gonna just do the blue one first because no, I'm gonna do the white one first because then you can see if you need to steer it more at the bottom, and the white's at the bottom. So this table is mostly even. Okay. I just do it in smaller batches. I could probably do a bigger batch, but for now I'm just gonna do smaller batches. Okay, and so then this one is right at that line, mostly at that line, and then this one I'm gonna go up to the 3. Okay. So there's that. Wipe this off my gloves so I don't have to keep this stuff isn't harmful. Well, I haven't had any bad reaction to it on my hands, but I just want to use it with gloves on. I'm not going to press these all the way down yet, but this is the thing I open it with, and it also has the part where you can hammer it back down, but I'm not going to do that yet because I might use it again. Okay, for silicone, you do not want to use, you know, tongue depressors or popsicle sticks, whatever you want to call it, because there's sulfur in these. Any kind that you buy is sulfur, and from experience I know that if you use the wooden sticks, it doesn't cure properly. So plastic or you can also use metal sticks. So I'm gonna just do this just like a cake. Just so happens this is actually a cake batter bowl that I've ruined. It's a Pampered Chef. I didn't realize it was going to get, I wasn't planning on using it again for cakes, but I didn't realize it was going to pretty much ruin it. So you want to try to get it really good and mixed, and see how I put the white at the bottom, and then I can see if there's any places that are really really need to be mixed more. But if you put blue at the bottom, you won't be able to tell as much. So I'm gonna mix it some more. I probably need to get a smaller one of those tools to do this part, but for now this is how I've been doing it. It's worked out, so sometimes you'll see a little bit of marbling in there. If you see that, you need to keep mixing it. You see, it looks pretty, but just mix it a little bit more. Alright. I forgot to put down my sticky mat first, but I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit for a second. All right, I gotta take my gloves off for this part. Let me back up so you okay. So now I'm gonna turn you around. Sorry, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing here. I'm making these molds. So this is just some contact paper that I'm going to use. Get it open. Some people like to use clay. I've tried it with clay and I couldn't get it right. So what I'm gonna do, I need to really do this Montana mold. This is acrylic piece of Montana, shape of Montana. And so I'm gonna put that down. Put this down around it. And I need to go get my glue gun. Okay, so we do that part for that piece. Gonna do this one. This one is New Hampshire. No, I'm gonna do this one. Mississippi. Push it down hard. Put this around it, and then I need to go get my glue gun. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm just putting hot glue around the edges of each of these to keep the silicone from seeping out the bottom. I should have done this first instead of mixing this stuff because it has a certain amount of time for you to put it down. So, hoping it's not going to be ruined. But I'm going to do these first and then see how it goes. Sorry if I'm off camera a little bit. I'm trying to get all these ones here. This Montana one I have to have an order for, so I need to really get this one done. I'm sorry about that. when you're done, you'll be able to pull these right up. So you don't have to worry about ruining anything of yours. Like cookie cutters. I mean, I wouldn't use these cookie cutters for anything else, but all right. One more here. All right, let me put that down. Make sure none of these glue streamers are getting in any of my molds. Okay. All right, now so I just poured this silicone into a smaller thing. Those air bubbles are going to pop, so don't worry about those. Okay, so it is the next day. I left these overnight. It's almost been 24 hours actually. So all you do is you pull this off. It'll come right off. Pull it right off of the contact paper. And then you just pop it right out of whatever you're holding it with. Let's see, this was the Montana mold. And one thing you make sure you do is you make sure when you put the mold down, when you put the blank down like this, you want to make sure whatever you're using like this. This is the correct way the Montana is, with the little scallop type thing on this side. And when you get it out of the mold, it will be reverse. So make sure you do that. Make sure you have it facing the right way, because you don't want it to come out of the mold backwards. And then when you pour your silicone in it, when you pour your epoxy in it, it'll be wrong. So in this one, you can see in here, you'll have these little pieces you'll need to cut away. You'll cut them out, or you can pull some of them, but you'll see these pieces in here. Depends on what you're making a mold of. Like for these, I had to take 2 1/8 inch pieces of acrylic and glue them together. So what that did, it creates just the slightest bit of a raise, and it will show up in your mold. You can see it over here. So you need to make sure you take a X-Acto knife or something and try to trim that down to make sure, because that'll show up when you go to make a epoxy acrylic thing of this. It'll show up, so you need to make sure you do that. I'll show you this one that's, you know, with a metal piece. It's the same way. You just pull it away from. This is just contact paper that's sticky on one side. So you want to use that. You want to use something that'll hold whatever you're trying to make a mold of. Hold it so the epoxy doesn't get underneath it. So I found that this sticky contact paper, just clear, works really good. Some people like to use clay, but I can't get it good enough, rolled out good enough for it to work. So here is another one. I'll just show you another one. You can't be worried about. You have to, okay. So you just take it out. Most of them you're gonna have to go around with an X-Acto knife, just to make it, you know, look really good. You want to make it look nice and professional. Even if it's for yourself, you want it to look good. So I use these are keychains, of course, for this different states, but it comes out pretty good. See, it's nice and clean. This one didn't have as much, but any of them you need to inspect it. You can also use it like this one. You can try to make them keychain with it. I mean, just all you're doing is pouring the epoxy in it and let it set up, and take it out and just make sure it's a good product before you send it out to your customer, or if you sell them. That's about it. Thanks for watching.